it to all your clients. Okay, and even within your clients, if possible, be sector specific. If you have a lot of banking clients, write with respect to banking. Okay. Somebody has opened their screen. Hello.
Yeah, we'll just check that.
So, Mr. Atul, can you please stop sharing your screen? Hello.
Hello.
No issues, Prince. Yeah. Mr. Atul, if you can stop your screen, it will be of great help. Yeah, Chandri, like Mr. Atul has opened the screen. So, okay, don't worry about that. I will still keep talking. So the point number 2 is adding. When I say adding value, give your expertise, your skill to your existing customers by way of videos, by way of blogs, by way of webinar session. Okay. So with all these way, you can add value to your existing customer. Mr. Atul, can you please stop your screen so that I can share my screen? So what you can do, Ankita, is you can stop.
I have already done that, but it is it's like frozen. So just 1 second. Let me.
Ankita, can we remove him from the meeting? Because he's not able to hear what we're saying, I guess.
Smita, I have done that. I have removed.
Okay, but the screen is frozen. Then yes. Subbu, can you please try resharing your screen again?
Yeah, I'm trying that because it's saying I cannot share the screen because other participant is sharing.
Okay.
What we can do is, so we are not able to remove Atul.
It's done.
Okay. So no issue, friends. I think it is back. Now it's back. Hello?
Not really. We can still
Hello?
see
No,
Atul's
we still
screen.
see Atul's screen.
Yeah, 1 minute.
We're not able to see your screen.
Yeah.
काय खिचड़ी पक रहा है सर?
Not going. He's not. I'm not able to remove Atul.
Okay. So no issue. Yeah, no issue. I will continue without the screen. No problem. Okay. So friends, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Excellent. Friends,
I would suggest
don't worry about screens.
I would suggest that let's try and remove Mr. Atul first, because for some reason it seems that it might cause a problem later on also. Maybe a little worse problem. Can you try removing Atul?
That's what I'm doing. It's not. He's not getting removed. Just please, Subbu, please continue.
Yeah, no issue. Friends, no problem. Without screen, we can still make it happen, right? So how to add value? Give videos, conduct webinar session. If you are good in write blogs or articles. If you have some product, give free samples. For example, if you're having a HRMS product or some other product, give them 1 month or 2 month free samples. If you're a trainer, you conduct free webinar session so that you are adding value to your existing customer. Okay, so the first action is clarity on our target segment. Second action is adding value to your existing customers. Okay. So point number 3 is be in their mind. I'm also going to type you in the chat so that you are all very clear what is point number 3. Point number 3 is be in their mind. So how to be in their mind? So the best way is to just call your customer. Okay, just take the phone and call the customer 1 minute and say them, hey, how things are going? Do you need any help from my side? I know this is a tough time. If you want to use my expertise, please use my expertise. So you can ask for. Now can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Please carry on.
You can see your screen.
So be in their mind. So this is very important, my friends. Once in 10 days, once in 15 days, just call your existing customer and say hi to them. Trust me, now they will pick your phone. And don't sell. Just say hi and say that offer for help. Okay, and genuinely offer for help. If you fake, everybody will find out. Our customers are smarter than us. Genuinely ask for help. Okay, provide your help. And it's all about positive communication. When you're talking to them, don't talk about corona is there, economy is going to be down. Don't talk anything like that. Just talk only the whatever positive communication you can do. Okay. Simple call or simple mail or simple WhatsApp is very, very important at this time. At least once in 10 days, once in 15 days, have a communication with your existing customers. Okay. So sales action number 3 is be in their mind. Sales action number 4, brand building activities. Okay. When I say brand building activities, I'm not talking about hiring a marketing consultant, spending money. No, not that. The best way to build brand is to help and give it to others. Okay. So automatically our brand will be improving. So what I'm trying is the same points what I told you in point number 2. Now do it for the overall market. For example, what I am doing is every week I am putting a video in YouTube in my channel and giving to the world. How to do a survival sales plan. What are the 5 action? What are the 5 action you should do during crisis? Create some videos, put it in the YouTube channel. If you don't have a YouTube channel, create a YouTube channel. Okay. So now you are giving it to the entire world. Point number 2 is for only your existing customers, customized. Point number 4 is just give it to the world. How to give it to the world? Use the digital media, because the world is at home now. Use Instagram, use LinkedIn, use YouTube. You don't need to do it perfectly. Okay. Feel that whether make a perfect video. No, doesn't matter. Say early morning or late nights at your house, record a video and put it in YouTube. Trust me, people will appreciate that. Okay. So this is the time, whatever way we can help, we will give it to the world, and our brand will automatically getting built. Okay. So this is the step number 4. Of course, if you're in not a guy, write blogs. If you can create a book, it is great. If you can write a book, that is amazing. If not the physical book, at least if you can write an ebook for 20-30 pages, even better. No problem. You can still give it to the world. You can create a podcast. If you're good in talking, take your mobile and record with audio and put it in a lot of podcast platform. So all these are brand building activities, my friends. Okay. And that all these will effort and work. All you need is a internet. In the HR world, already have a lot of knowledge. You have to just share that knowledge. So sales action is for overall market. Okay. Point number 5 is improving your skills. Okay. We know that we have to sharpen our axe in order to survive. When market opens up, the competition is going to be more. People who are highly skilled are going to get the project. So this is the time to improve our skills. When I say improve our skills, me being a sales trainer, I'm selfish about the skills on selling you. Okay. Work on the sales skills, communication skill. When I say communication, it's not the general English. With respect to sales, if somebody is giving you 1 minute, can you tell about yourself? Okay. I'll give you 2 minutes. Can you tell about yourself? I will give you 10 minutes. How can you sell? I will give you 1 hour. What will you do? So prepare your own pitch for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 30 minutes and 1 hour. So you are ready whenever people are asked for anything. So how effectively you can communicate your product or service. Language skills. So I am working on improving my Kannada now. When I say language, it's not C, C++, Java. If you're having a potential customer in Hindi market, let's learn Hindi. You are targeting Middle East, let's learn Arabic. This is the right time to learn our language skills. Presentation skills. Okay, how effectively we can present. Negotiation skills. When the market opens up, things are going to be tough. All our existing price went for a toss. It's going to be a new pricing and new negotiation. This is the time to learn that. How to learn all these things? Buy some books and read that, or go to YouTube channel and follow somebody and learn that. A lot of podcast learning. You can nowadays, a lot of online trainings are there. But my request to you is have a learning plan. Okay. So say for example, the lockdown is there going to be next 1 month. Next 1 month, what is going to be your learning plan? We being part of learning and development community, we should have a learning plan for ourselves, right? So step number 5 is improving your skills. Step number 6, rework on your sales plan. Okay. So before this corona, maybe you would have thought in the year 2021, I am going to achieve 1 crore in revenue. or 2 crore in revenue. You would have some target, right? But now the world has changed. So rework your plan for various scenarios. Imagine first quarter, your revenue is going to be hit by 50%. Second quarter, assume your revenue is going to hit by 25%. Third quarter, imagine whatever you plan for, you will achieve. Fourth quarter, let us assume that you're going to increase by 10%. So what will be your overall revenue? So at least have 3 sales plan. Okay. What will be your realistic number? What will be your best case number? And what will be your worst case number? When I say plan, it's not only the number. Okay. It has to be much more detailed. For example, you want to achieve your best case scenario is say 75 lakhs. Your worst case scenario is 50 lakhs. And your realistic scenario is say 1 crore, 50, 75 and 1 crore. 1 crore is the best, 50 is the worst case, 75 lakhs is the realistic scenario. For each scenario, how many customers you need? For that customers, what will be your lead generation activity? How many proposals you have to send? How many Zoom meetings you have to reach? So rework on your sales plan so that you are ready. Okay. When I say sales plan, it's not the number, the actions. What are the actions you are going to take? Okay. Point number 7. Friends, I request you to focus on this particular point. This is going to help you. Can you create a new product or service for the new world within your domain? Okay. So let me give you an example. So I was thinking when I was reworking on my sales plan, I understood that there is a high probability I may lose 25% of my last year revenue. Okay. So I was thinking, what are the new skill? What are the skill I have? I can create a new product so that I can fill this 25% loss in revenue. So I was thinking, then I understand that, okay, I've written 2 books. Now, a lot of people are ready to write a book. So I created a flyer and put it in my Facebook and my LinkedIn, like author coaching. Now I got 7 leads, out of which 2 I'm going to close. So this revenue will compensate on the loss of revenue on my main product, which is sales training. So my question to you is, can you create a new product or service with your current skill set, which is most relevant for the new world? Okay. This is the time to think about that. And I'm sure all of you can definitely create that. Okay. So come up with new ideas. The most important action is, my friends, in order to do all these things, you have to stay positive. Okay. So because the world is full of negative news, in spite of that, if you keep thinking positive, definitely we can find opportunities even in this pandemic. Okay. Just to summarize, the first action is clarity on your target segment. The second action is adding value to your existing customers by way of creating videos, blogs, webinar sessions. Third one is communication to existing customers by being in their mind, a simple call and mail. Fourth one is the brand building activities for the entire globe market. Number 2 is for your existing customers. Number 4 is for generic crowd, for your prospective customers. Fifth action is working on your skill, having a skill development plan for yourself. Sixth one is have 3 sales plan, best, worst, and the realistic plan. Seventh one is create a new product or service which is going to compensate for the loss in revenue for your existing product. So these are the 7 sales action. If you follow, I believe we can come out of this pandemic in a very, 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 very positive way. So before I open the floor for questions, I will take 1 minute to talk about this particular program called Sales for Trainers, my program which I am launching from next week. This is a live program, Zoom training for 5 days, 90 minutes every day, May 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And the topics I'm going to cover is written here: trainer's dilemma, what is your unique selling point, how to build credibility, how to increase the scope and change the game, how to win deals by following up, having coconut customers, and one strategy which consistently creates pipeline. And for the training community, why it makes sense to have both B2B and B2C, and learn how to sell through webinar. And this program is not a train the trainer program. I'm not going to teach about how you have to train. I'm just going to teach just to sell. As a trainer, how you have to sell yourself and your program. And this program cost. Can reach me in this number and take a photo of this, and you can call or WhatsApp. Okay. So that's about it. Listening all your questions. Okay. Any questions, Seven, or any other question with respect to sales? So the floor is open and it's up to you. Unstable connection. I'm back. So
Somebody wants to see the previous slide, Subbu.
Yeah. Sorry. So this is my number to register, and I am open to take questions. Is it fine, Pratima?
Yes, Subbu, that was fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody who has questions can either can type on the chat window, please.
So this is my contact details, friends. If you want, you can take a photo of this. And I have a lot of free videos in the YouTube channel Subramanian Chandramouli with respect to sales. It's all free. You can watch those videos. And you can type your questions in the chat box. What is the biggest sales challenge you faced at work, and how did you resolve it? Okay, Lavanya. So to be honest, in the entrepreneurial, the last 10 years I was an entrepreneur. I didn't face much of sales challenge, but when I worked as a sales manager for Patni Computer System, so I have many challenges there. The challenges, especially TCS was my biggest challenge, because they think very forward, and we are not able to move as fast as my competition. Okay. So getting internal people quickly to give a solution, I face some challenges when we work in a big multi-million, hundreds of $1 million company. Now that's where I face a lot of challenges. But as an entrepreneur, I was able to quickly take decisions. I didn't face any challenge. Give an example of selecting a target audience in any specific industry. Okay, great. So let me give an example. Okay, so let's take a simple example. So a lot of you are in the training industry, right? So let me take a training example. Say you are worked in corporate and you have come out now, and you want to take leadership training. Okay, so let's assume that you want to take leadership training. So leadership training can be taken to any industry, correct? Any industry there will be leadership training is needed. But let's assume you came from the BPO background. You worked in a BPO industry for 15 years. So what I would recommend is, when you start, just focus on BPO industry. Okay, reach out to all your colleagues, your ex-colleagues who work in a BPO company, and create a program for leadership for BPO companies. Okay. So once you grow and have an idea, then expand your offering to the other industries. Okay. When you start with where you already have strength, leverage that and focus on that particular industry. So your sales effort, your lead generation effort will be laser focused. Okay. Hope you got the answer. And because even big companies like even Flipkart and Amazon, they all started only with books, and then they moved into multiple products. Initially, they are very laser focused on one particular domain. What do you think about plans for the electronic industry post COVID? Okay, so obviously anything tech, digital, I feel there's going to be a huge upswing, Ram. So that's what I feel. Obviously, electronic is part of digital. Definitely, it's going to grow. That's my personal opinion. How to motivate oneself and keep up the tempo? Okay, so good question, Punyavanam. Okay, so maybe I can answer my perspective. It may look childish, but that's what I do. to motivate myself, I used to keep saying this. Okay, so what Abdul Kalam told in one of the training program. So I used to say that I am a winner, and things are going to be better today. I can do more than I think. So I use a lot of self affirmations to myself. I used to write a lot of question. So I used to write down like this a lot of self motivating thing to myself, so that my mind is very positive. Let me switch off my video because the thing is very unstable. I will switch off my video so that I can answer all your questions. Hello.
So we can
Hello?
hear you, Subbu. We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
hear you.
great.
Okay.
Great. Learning plan, how to plan yourself to update the latest trend in the industry? Very good question. Yeah. See, it's when you say trend in the industry, who has this question? Pradeep, there are 2 points. One is you should be updated in your industry. For example, every year I attend the Train the Trainer program. So, and all 7% of my revenue in training myself. Best of India's trainers or best of the world's trainers, I travel and attend the programs of Train the Trainer. And also you should be updated on the industry. For example, 50% of my revenue comes from retail, training to retail industry. So I put a Google alert on retail, and all the latest news about the retail industry I keep reading, because I want to know my customers' industry. Okay, one is my training industry. What are the latest trends happening? For example, theater-based training, role play based training, I keep updated, and also the industry of the customer, which is very important, so that I can. So that be mandate. There are unseen times and the struggling interference. Okay, how do you manage procurement guys while associating with the sales career? Shailesh, unfortunately, I teach a procurement team how to negotiate. Okay, so. For a lot of my clients, I teach the procurement team how to negotiate, and see because I hope my clients are not here. So when I talk to my procurement team, I openly say them, hey guys, I know that you have to reduce my price. So tell me a price where I will accept, and you can also show that you have shown improvement. Okay, because if you give some unrealistic price, I'm not going to accept that. Okay, so it's a win-win. To answer shortly on your question, it should be a win-win, Shailesh. You should allow the procurement guy also to win. At the same time, you should also protect your price. So that's why in my training programs, I always say you should have 2 price. Okay, not a single price. One price is called quoted price. One price is called walkaway price. And you negotiate between quoted price and the walkaway price. And anything less than walkaway price, you just walk away. Okay. So you should make the procurement person also to win. So that is very important. So any forecast how the service industry B2B will progress? When you say service industry, it is a very generic term, Prasanna. So what in service industry? For example, if you say training is going to have a lot of shift. There are going to be a lot of challenge in the training industry. For example, whatever we are teaching till now was become irrelevant because a lot of people are going to work from home. So as trainers, we have to upgrade what is relevant for the new world. And then if you offer some courses, people will accept it. All our existing courses, 60% are irrelevant now. So we have to, anything you are giving a service, are we giving for the new world? That is a question we have to ask. So definitely there will be service industry, no doubt about it. But it is going to be in new form. So we have to be ready for it. So how to improve presenting skills? Chintan Putti. Naresh, the big question, Naresh, is a 2-day program, presentation skills. So if you have to answer shortly, think the other person. Okay, when you're presenting something, it's not about you. It's all about them. So it's not about what we transmit. It's all about what they receive. So whatever you're going to transmit, think from the receiving perspective. Whether can they receive it in a simple way? Whether can they receive it in an easy way? It's going to be useful to them. So that is the key aspect of presentation, Naresh. Okay, how you are entering new deals even when they have other vendors to do their work with a good price? What best offer we can offer them? Yeah, Jyoti. So, Judy, when people ask me this question, some people take my answer as very arrogant. Okay, but I'm just saying the fact. So please don't take it as arrogant. So let's not worry about competition. To me, people say, Subbu, you are quoting yeah, 6 digits. I say that, sir, I understand the market, but this is my price, and I can guarantee you that I'll give you value than one. Okay. But if you feel the other person is giving more value for lesser price, so please go with them. So I politely say that you can go with them. Okay. That's how in today's time, everyone is tight on spending. How to overcome that? Yeah, Pratima. So definitely, it is a fact that okay, so we have to accept that it's going to be tough. For example, some of my existing customers, I voluntarily reduced my prices. Okay. So budgets are tight. Show them by using our product, they are going to make more money. People may think. The other option to sell is even we can postpone our cash flow to one quarter if we can afford that. Okay, and still we can sell. Okay. So ask them what is the budget they can spend. What is their budget? So ask their customer thing, and we have to balance between the price and winning deals, because all our old price are not going to work. At least for next 2-3 quarters, our old price are not going to work. So we have to come with new price where we can survive. So my friends, my tip to you is don't worry about growth, but this year you have to survive. The 2020 is the year of survival. So I was attending one of the venture capital webinar. So what he said is the companies which survive till December 2021 are having a huge scope for 22-23. So our focus should be, let's survive till December 2021. Okay, because next 4 quarters are going to be tough. So have your price which will help you to survive for another 18 months. Okay, that is my suggestion. So the paradigm, okay, let me take a question on Vasant. From the service provider's perspective, what are the challenges you see coming? So first thing is, people are going to ask this question, do you definitely need to buy this? Okay. So if you're a trainer or you're a coach, do you definitely need this training? What will happen if you don't take this training? Will something very bad happen to me? No, it will not happen. Then I don't want this training. So this is the question people are going to ask. So they're going to ask things, unless it is extremely important, people are not going to buy. So we have to give you a compelling reason to our client why they should buy our product or service, how we can help them in their survival. Okay. So let's talk about survival of our customer, growth of our customer, than talking our products. Okay. So if we can help them in their survival and their growth, then people may think about buying. Okay. So the positioning of our product and service should be to helping their survival and their growth. So how to convey our position to dealer without hurting him in the freeze time? How to convey our position? So be honest, my friend. So be honest and communicate. So people, we all know that this is a tough time, and have an honest conversation with your dealer, and whatever help you can do, help them, and whatever help you can't do, be upfront and open to them. So being open and honest is what is going to help, I feel. Satyanarayana, should we rework on sales plan? We keeps on changing your target segment. Yeah, see, if you continuously keep changing target segment, then what will happen is we are shooting a flying bird. So before you choose a target segment, have clarity on why they are a target segment to me. Okay. So you should have some merit-based points, 5 bullet points telling me why this target segment is the right thing for you. So once you have the target segment clear, go all out in getting the target segment. So for example, if fintech is your target segment, there are 650 fintech companies in India. So what are those 650 companies? Where are they? What is their address? What is their email ID? Who is the CEO? Do research and ask all your friends, relatives, contacts, connect me to fintech, fintech. Go to LinkedIn and reach them. Consistently follow up. I'm sure you'll get projects. So that clarity on target segment is going to help you big time. Okay. So how can we enter in a new customer and handle him? How to handle a tough customer in an easy way? See, tough customers are tough to handle, my friend. I don't know your name. So when you have a tough customer, so one tip I can give you is if somebody is angry with you, ask them why, rather than defending it. Okay. So generally what will happen if somebody says, Subbu, you are a irritating trainer, yeah, and you don't give value, you are very costly. I'm irritated with you. Okay. If somebody say that to me, my initial reaction was, I'm trying to defend. You know what? I am great and all those stuff. But rather than that, okay, I understand. So can you please tell me why you are irritated with me? Can you please tell me why are you thinking I am costly? So asking this why question, I say it as 3 levels of why, and why. Okay. Then you will get an answer. And then you can handle the tough customer in an easy way. So the first why, don't try to handle it. Okay. So for example, why you are costly? If somebody is saying, no, Subbu, I have another friend who is charging only 50% of you, but he's giving the same value. There is an answer for first why. Then ask them question. Okay, sir. So what kind of value you're giving? If you can help me, how we can understand better? So go deep. Ask 3 whys. If needed, 4th why. Understand deeply. Finally, you will find a point where you can convince your customer. Okay. So go to 3 or 5 levels of why and understand it. So then the tough customer will get an easy way to answer. Great. The market is full credit. Then how to sell your product in cash? Okay. So it's all about your ability, my friend. Like saying that if you are in a situation where you can command 100% cash, you can do that. Okay. But I recommend don't take huge credit periods. Credit is a trap. So be very, very clear about your credit periods. I strongly recommend don't give 100% credit. Even if you're selling less, it's okay. Cash is God. Cash flow is God. So just because somebody is giving you a 10 lakh project and asking for 120-day credit, if I am you, I will not do it. Okay. So at least I will take 30-40% advance, and remaining 30% I will give 30-day credit, and the remaining 30% I will give 60-day credit. I will de-risk my cash flow. Okay. So and even I will let go my sales. Okay. If it's not happening, it's not happening. It's fine. Okay. So if a product service fits a wide range of targets, how do we narrow it down to a smaller set? Good question, Pratima. So where you have connects. So choosing, of course, say for example, if say you are selling a mobile phone, let me give an example of Apple. Okay. Apple is selling a mobile phone. Okay. So in general, all 7.5 billion people in this world are customers of Apple, correct? Technically speaking, theoretically speaking. But Apple is very clear. What is clear? My phone will be 1 lakh. When I launch the phone, my phone is going to be 1 lakh. So how many phones it is selling? It is selling 140 million phones a year. So 140 million out of 7 billion is 2%. What is saying? Only 2% of people who can afford my product are my target segment. Others are not my customer. They are very clear. So for our product, we can say that, okay, my product is priced. So how we are pushing our product? We are pushing our product as a mass product, or we are pushing our product as a class product, or we are pushing our product as a personalized product. How we are pushing? If it's for masses, we have to reduce our price, and whichever people are looking for low price, they are our target segment. If you are going to push our product as a class 1, then we are choosing only the top 2 or 5% of our target segment who want only the class. Then we are narrowing those segments who can afford that class, and we are selling to that. If you are going for personalized one, okay, people who are only for personalized people, for example, celebrities, everything they want only personalized for them, we can go for that. If you can't do all these 3 things and still you want to narrow it down, choose the industry where you have contacts, where you have experience, you know the industry. So for example, you worked in industry, you worked in IT industry for 10 years. So then choose IT industry, because you know how the industry works. You have contacts in IT industry, so only focus on that. So your co-founder, say she worked in automobile industry, so then stick to only IT and automobile. Narrow only to those segments, have some customers, make some money, then slowly expand to other customers. Okay. So to narrow it down, either it should be based on your product positioning or your experience of which industry you are from. Okay. So there is a quick answer I can give for the question. What can you do with old outstanding? Follow up, my friends. Every single day, follow up. Call in the morning, call in the afternoon, call in the evening, 3 times a day. Whenever you drink water, take the phone and call them for collection. Okay, so that's how I will do. Okay. So, but when you follow up, don't get angry, don't irritate them. Take the phone and politely ask, madam, 10 lakhs is pending, can you please give me my money? Same stone, same question, ask for 100 times in the next 30 days. Okay. Rigorous follow-up. Friends, I'm going in a quick fire mode in answering your questions. So hope you're okay with that. My intention is to answer as much question as possible so that I can add value to all of you. So if you didn't get the answer, so please retype, copy paste the same question so that I can answer it. So any personal story you can share on payment collection. Okay. So because you asked this question, let me tell you a story. So when I told that I closed my e-learning company in 2017. Okay. Friends, can you please mute for another 2-3 minutes? Can you please mute so that I can give this answer to everybody? Yeah. So please mute friends. Yeah. So when I closed that company, okay, so I was having outstanding is 60 lakhs with a single customer. Single customer, 60 lakhs. I closed my company. Of course, I didn't tell him that I closed my company. In next 1 year, I collected 55 lakhs. I collected 55 lakhs. I personally met that person 15 times. Trust me, I called them more than 500 times. I'm not exaggerating. Okay, it will be more than 500. Continuously call and completely ask. Okay, what is the thing is continuous calling, polite. I will never get angry. Of course, I may get angry, but I will never show my anger. I will always ask in a polite, sir, I am in a very tough situation. Please help me, give me payment. Please help me, give me payment. Please help me, give me payment. Repeat it again and again and again and again and again. Because a human psychology, now you can say no 10 times. You can't say no 100 times. Okay. It's very tough to say no to 100 times to a same person again and again. You can say no 100 times to 100%, but the same person saying no 100 times again and again. So what to do when certain customer do not reorder and do not always, and despite everything was going well. So friends, definitely they will have a reason. Add free value to them. Okay, if somebody is not renewing your order, there may be a reason. They may be really in trouble or they may not happy with us. Okay, so we have to find out why they're not happy. So keep adding value. As I said, now keep creating video webinars. Some way help them win their heart by doing help them. Okay, so that is the only way we can win. So it's hard work, friends. It's a hard work. There's no shortcuts. So if you want to make people think, so we have to go in the hard work only. Hope that answer your questions, friends. Yeah. Great friends. Great all of you. I hope I answered most of the questions. So whatever definitely whatever I answered, there is not the right, not the only thing. You can have other answers as well. So over to you, Pratibha. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Subbu. I think it was a great session. A lot of learning, especially from me, who is a struggling entrepreneur. I can take most of your suggestions and take it forward. I think all of us will now start with your first tip, which is identifying our target segment. I think that's where we should all start. Appreciate you taking the time. I know we had some challenges with the screen, somebody sharing the screen and all that, and I think you took it in good spirit. Thank you very much, Subbu. And thank you everyone for joining a wonderful session. I'm sure all of us will take all these tips and go ahead with our sales strategy beyond COVID also. Look forward to more such sessions, Subbu, in the future too. Okay, thank you all. Bye-bye. We'll close the session now.
I really
Thank you all.